Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of the Cartridge and Disc Podcast. This is your Gen X Gamer here, and let's give the arcade community some positive hate, right? Some positive hate, and you would call this constructive criticism, right? Kind of get you out of the big mistake that you might be making, right? And this is for all of us to learn. Let me start off by saying this is not financial or legal advice. These are my opinions based on my experiences dealing with corporations, shills, such as myself, right? And other entities. And let me warn you about the things that could happen. Guys, having a tournament, right? The one like these people are planning, could be a good idea, depending on how many people you get. What's not a good idea ever is to give away your labor for free. Now, whether you like or hate these guys, it doesn't matter. I see that there's a couple of people there, right, that have talent that could be, used for promotional purposes. Now, there's a couple of things here, guys. Number one, do not be afraid to be a shill, right? There's nothing wrong with being a shill as long as you disclose it to the public. As long as you're not hiding it from people, you can not only be a shill, but you can be very successful. I'll give you a couple of examples, right? Infomercials. How many of us have watched infomercials knowing full well that these people are full of shit? Absolutely 100 full of shit, right? ShamWow guy, right? Look at the products he promoted. But he was so entertaining that you would order the products anyway. I didn't need Ginsu knives, but I wanted to slice the Coca-Cola can. That's why I ordered them, because the guy was so convincing. The Chop Chop man. We all knew these guys were shills, and we still supported them. Why? Because they were entertaining, right? And the products were okay, whatever. So as long as you do it right, there's not a problem with being a shill. A lot of YouTubers have a negative connotation because a lot of them say, oh, you're a sellout now, you're not who you used to be. Hey, everybody needs to make a living doing something. If you have a job out there, you are a shill for somebody, right? There's things you can't say about your company and not get fired depending on where you work. It doesn't matter if you work at Wendy's or anywhere else. Every company has policies, right? But the biggest thing for me, the only time I've ever criticized individuals is when they don't disclose their relationship with these companies. Because, it could be, depending on your state, depending on your country, it could actually be illegal. You could actually be violating regulations or laws altogether. Now, again, let's get back to this tournament that these community members of the Arcade One community want to make. Again, let me start off by saying this is not legal or financial advice of any kind. These are just the rantings of a grandfather that actually made some spicy ramen today. A little too spicy, but it's good. So, let's get to this. Never give your work away for free. Just like the Joker said, if you're good at something, never do it for free. And that's exactly what you guys are doing. Let me tell you the dangers, right? Let me tell you the dangers, especially with this company that has already shown you that they are willing to take other people's work. They've already shown you they do that, right? So at this point, to claim, any type of surprise after this happens would be idiotic by anybody working on this endeavor, right? They took away they took over Facebook. They take over joysticks. They took poor Glenn's joystick, all that stuff, right? Stuff that we already know about. So, what do you think they're going to do if you're successful? They're going to take that too, because all companies do it. It's not unique to Arcade 1-Up. It's the job of every company to defend their intellectual property. What happened to the Super Smash Bros. Tournament? Once it got big, it got taken away from the people running it, right? It was no longer kosher. Why? Because somebody said, hey, we like to run that. Here's a licensing fee. If you want to run one, here's your licensing fee. Now, let's put in perspective here. Let's say that these guys are super successful, right? Moat, 19K Fox, or, whoever's going to join this. It doesn't matter, right? And you get 5,000 people on there. And they all pay $20 a piece, right? Now you're dealing with some major digits, right? You have an employee of the company joining you guys. It is his job to protect the interest of the company. What do you think is going to happen if you start reaching those kind of numbers? You think he's going to stay quiet? No, it's his responsibility to go tell the company, hey, these guys are making a shitload of money. We need to act on this, right? Meaning you guys are either pay a licensing fee or that is going to it's going to get taken away from you. You never want to do advertising for free. You never want to work for free for these corporations, because at the end of the day, it is their job to take away your free labor once they can get an economic opportunity out of it. That's just the way it always is. It's with Nintendo, it's Arcade1Up, it's Microsoft, anybody else, right? Very few times will you see a corporation just give away something like that. What could you do? What would be a better business model for this endeavor, whatever it is, right? It would be better to be independent, right? You still use the same machines, do whatever setup. You cover up the logos. Cover those up, right? As soon as you put those logos on screen, that is free labor. You're giving these people free advertising. And it's not enough, right, what YouTube pays you for the advertising you're doing, by the way. It would cost them a lot more money to hire YouTubers, and that's why they don't do it, to do that type of promotion. But what could you do for yourselves, right? What could you do for yourselves? And I'm talking to the YouTubers, not YouTubers that are affiliated with the company, right? If you're independent, right? If you're independent and you haven't signed any NDAs or any crap like that, then what you could do is organize the same tournament on your own, depending on your community, and build it up with your name, right? You can invite sponsors. You can invite Arcade1Up. You can invite Ad Games. You can invite whoever you want. You know, Glenn has products out there. You can invite many people to your tournament, right? But you're going to need the numbers. How you get there? It doesn't matter. I mean, can you get 2,500 people at $40? Can you get 5,000 people at $20? You know, you're trying to reach that golden number of 100,000. That's really what you're trying to do. Because that will move the needle. Absolutely. Right? What these people are going to get for that, right? If you're going to participate in the tournament, what could you guys do? What could you sell them? Well, you know, you guys have your own merchandise. You can feature them on the channel. You can have exclusive interviews. You know, you can do a bunch of stuff that could also create content for you guys. Look, I'm giving you free consulting right now. But it's not consulting. It's just the rantings of an old man that has seen this time and time again, where these corporations just take advantage of people after they've done all the work. They've done all the prep. They just come in and take your stuff away. But if it's yours, then you have the upper hand, right? If Arcade1Up wants to come over and say, oh, well, we want to... you can't have that anymore. Hey, wait a minute. This is not yours. This is our tournament. It's called Tournament X or whatever the hell you guys call it. You're independent. Anybody can buy in. Because if you don't, I'll tell you exactly not what only is going to happen, but what should happen. The same thing that happened to Smash Brothers and any other community that has done these type of things for anybody. Somebody will come in and say, you know, this is a great thing you did here, but this is our name, right? So these people over here think they can do what you're doing better, and they paid us a licensing fee of, you know, whatever the heck it is, $30,000. So they get to use our name, not you. And all your work is down the tubes. And if you want, we can license you too, but it'll be more than 30,000 because now you're the competition to the first one. And depending on how that contract was signed, maybe you don't even get to get that opportunity. So don't work for free for these people, because it is their job to come back and screw you. Literally, it's their job. It's the job of any corporation to extract as much value out of their brand as possible. And if they don't do that, they're not doing their job. So you have to protect yourself. Don't work for free for these people. If you're going to engage in these tournaments, make it yours. Make it independent. Don't give these corporations a single dime, because they've shown you time and time again, they will bend you over, no Vaseline, and take your hard work from you. All right, humans, that was just my opinion for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I can make more of them, but as you know, I'm doing remodeling. I'm helping out with my kids. I've been doing a lot of babysitting. But if there's something that you want me to talk about here in the near future, just drop it down in the comments below. As long as it has to do with the business of video games, that's really what I can do. That's the bandwidth that I have right now. And it's very limited. As we speak, I'm doing drywall. And I'm going to make some ramen here. I'm looking at the white patches. I got so many holes to fill in this house. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining me. Thank you for subscribing, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care.